Welcome to the Volunteer State Director Onboarding Training. Volunteer state directors are necessary in mobilizing our volunteers within a particular state. Currently, we have volunteer state directors in many of our 50 states. Each of these volunteer state directors are also looking for partners to support them. So if you are in a state where a volunteer state director exists, don't worry, we can still use your help. And of course, we need help from individuals in the role of volunteer state directors in all the states where we do not have a presence. Thank you for considering this role. Volunteers are the backbone of defense of democracy. Before I continue, the fight to protect our democracy is no longer at the national level. It is now happening in our own backyards and communities. Defense of democracy is a grassroots movement with clear, defined objectives. We are nimble, we move quickly, and we get stuff done. We survive and succeed due to people like you making contributions to our mission. The QR code you see will take you to our donation page. If you are financially able and inspired to make a donation, your support is truly appreciated. 100% of your donation will be used to protect our public schools from attacks by extremist organizations. There are three critical components needed to be a great volunteer state director: availability, attitude, and aptitude. Availability. Our volunteer state directors need to be able to volunteer a minimum of 4 hours per week. 1 hour at the Volunteer State Director Monday meeting, which is held at 1 o'clock Eastern, and then 1 hour at our Tuesday night Zoom, which is 8 Eastern, and then another 2 hours in between with meetings, answering emails, etc. Attitude. You need to have the right attitude, which is that of a leader. You will be guiding people to deal with attacks by extremist organizations like Moms for Liberty. So you will be showing them how to respond clearly and effectively, and how to keep a cool head when advocating for schools in a potentially unfriendly environment. You will need to know how to speak truth to power and when it's time to walk away. And most importantly, you will need to teach others how to do the same. You will recruit volunteers to join your team to assist you, and the skill of delegation will be absolutely critical for you to achieve your purpose. Now let's talk about first steps. On your first day as a volunteer state director, you will set up a Google Voice number. This is just one of the tools we use so that you can communicate without using your personal information. The safety of our volunteers is always top of mind. You will join the Volunteer State Director Signal Chat, which is a secure end-to-end encrypted application where you can have a conversation. And finally, we will provide you with a Defense of Democracy email address so that you are not using your personal email address. One of your tasks will be moderating your state Facebook group, vetting requests for admittance, answering questions, and welcoming new potential volunteers. If you don't have Facebook, that's okay. You will recruit a volunteer to help you handle that page. Every Tuesday since 2022, without exception, we have had a nationwide Zoom call open to all oriented volunteers who are in our database. During this call, we host workshops, have speakers, and go into state-based breakout group rooms to discuss specific issues happening at your state level. Every Monday, our volunteer state directors get together to work for an hour, composing emails, doing outreach, and responding to inquiries. During these meetings, we also collaborate, network, and support each other, which is what makes them so critical to our movement. Our team is close, and we are very much like a family. Some of the tools that we use to get organized. Each state has its own social media site. As the volunteer state director, you are responsible for creating and managing content, for recruiting a volunteer to create and manage your social media. Our volunteer state directors oversee all volunteer activities within their states, which generally consists of teaching people how to attend and speak out at school board and library board meetings, providing templates and best practices, and for connecting advocates with each other. We have been around for about 2 years, and our database already has over 7,000 registered volunteers from all over the country. One of the first things you will do once you are in the role of volunteer state director is to send out an email to everyone in your state, introducing yourself and setting up appointments to get them started in their communities. Once you decide you're interested in this role, you should reach out to us. Let's get you started. Send an email to info@defenseofdemocracy.org with the subject, Volunteer State Director, Your State. Within the email, include your resume and LinkedIn, your social media handles, as well as 2 professional references. Again, we do everything we can to keep people safe, and it is very important for us to vet and interview every volunteer state director. Thank you for your interest in joining Defense of Democracy.